G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the overall performance of Strength Full Power Frieza in the Ultimate Red Zone. So basically we're trying him in the Omega Shenron Ultimate Red Zone because Omega Shenron is obviously, pretty tough. He's pretty intense, so we're going to be taking a look at him, seeing how well he does, and yeah, basically just seeing if he's any good in this game mode. Now, he does pretty well. I think, obviously, full disclaimer, my Full Power Frieza is not Rainbow, and he was not level 10 Lynx for the first part of this video. However, he was level 10 Lynx for the final part of the video. Level 10 Lynx does help him. It does help him quite a bit. He's got a very strong Lynx set, so there is a big difference between Frieza without level 10 Lynx and Frieza with level 10 Lynx. Big Bad Bosses gives him quite a bit, attack and defense. Strongest clan in space doesn't give him too much. Over in a flash gives him a little bit of attack, but the big one is mainly Big Bad Bosses. In terms of everything else, Frieza's pretty decent. There's also a very big difference between him getting his 12 key and getting his 18 key. So Frieza getting his 12 key is pretty important. But I mean, his 18 key is pretty important because it greatly raises his attack and defense, which counts for a lot. He also has the seal, but that doesn't come into play too much here. So yeah, it does count quite a bit to have that greatly raising of attack and defense. It really does change how well he's going to do. Overall, in terms of his passive, he has attack and defense of 100%, which is obviously important. He gives quite a bit of strength as well, which I think is fairly solid, I want to say. Him as a unit, I think, can do very well. You do need to get his ultra super attack, which is obviously quite important, just to kind of obviously get him to be quite strong. That being said, there's a lot of good things about Frieza that I think a lot of people can appreciate. So greatly raising attack and defense, super important. In terms of his passive, he has attack and defense of 120%, and he gains 40% defense when performing a super attack, which is very good. He's also attack effective against all types when it's an ultra super attack, so he can do decent damage the whole way through. He does have obviously that scaling attack damage, which can come in handy to closing out the fights, but if he's just going to get absolutely manhandled by another unit, like by a normal afterwards, then it kind of doesn't matter in a sense. So obviously an important thing is Frieza's defensive contribution. Getting his 18 key is going to be a very big part of that. For a lot of people, I think nowadays units need to be super duper good defensively, and I think that is important, but for the most units, being able to withstand just normals is kind of where you want to be. And with Frieza, his job is not really to be a tank, but him being a floating damage dealer or a second slot damage dealer is very important. And I think his ability to tank after super is probably where it's most important. Now, I'm trying him in the Mega Shenron because, like I said, I think it's the stage he's most apt for. But Broly obviously is also AGL type in his final phase. I wouldn't suggest bringing Frieza to Broly. I don't think Frieza can handle Broly so well. It's just the type matchup's not good for him. The ability for Broly to shoot multiple supers is not good for him. I think as a Rainbow unit, fully max link leveled, as a floater, maybe Frieza could get away there. His damage is very good when your health gets low. He's got that guaranteed kind of critical thing going on. He can be pretty good. Here you're going to see him tank relatively well. Obviously you've got items active, things like that and everything, but generally speaking, he does a pretty good job of tanking, of being reliable, and yeah, I think overall he is a decent unit. You're going to see him here, he's going to tank pretty well, his link set's very good, he's going to get, in a good situation here, and ideally in this situation, we're going to have his kind of a bit more of his passive built up, which is obviously great. We're going to see him take that 18 key. We're going to see just how good he can do, in terms of overall tanking. And I think, without an item, this is going to be interesting to see. Obviously, this is just a Mega Shenron second phase, so it doesn't completely prove anything. But generally speaking, Frieza does a pretty good job, I think. He's a good floating damage dealer, and if that's what you can be happy with, I think that is generally where he sits at. As a unit, I think he does a fantastic job bringing damage, and his defense is considered to be kind of like a secondary part of him. It's kind of like a secondary, success. 7 million attack, pretty good. We've got the guaranteed critical, we've got the interruption, which is good. And we're tanking double digits afterwards, which is also very good. So Frieza is solid, and he does a good job there. So you can see he handles that phase pretty well. Obviously now we want to see how he handles the int phase. So again, just kind of getting a good idea of how well he does. We're not going to see him tank a super attack from a Mega Shenron because, well, basically, he wouldn't survive a super attack. With an item, he probably would, but without an item, you're not going to see him tank that situation particularly well. Now the nice thing is, again, Frieza's gonna get us some good damage, which is always something to appreciate. He works very well alongside Cooler. They have a decent link set matchup. I think they've got Legendary Power, Fierce Battle, Big Bad Bosses, and Most Malevolent, and Strongest Clan in space, I believe. So they share a decent number of links. I think 4 or 5 of them. So overall, it is pretty nice, a link set that they do share. And I think, you can run them as a combination. Again, Frieza some good damage, and 80k. 80k is not bad. I don't have defensive equips on Frieza. Yes, he is level 10 links, but again, he's not, Rainbow. So with Rainbow, with a defensive equip, you're probably seeing Frieza maybe tank just under, around, I want to say, around the 10k, 20k mark. So yeah, generally speaking, I think Frieza does pretty well. Considering a Mega Shenron does hit really hard as a unit, the fact that he's not going to get you killed here is a very big improvement on Frieza as a unit. Not to mention there's a great incentive now to build him into additionals. So you could have got a follow-up attack and, basically not taking that much damage at all. So Frieza, looking pretty good. I think he did well. I cleared the fight with him as a second slot unit, so that should kind of tell you everything you need to know. If a unit can be used to beat Red Zone, generally I consider them to be good, and Frieza's damage is helpful. But that's it from me. See you next time. Bye.